Before Natalie was killed, I had gone to Miss Peach's house 4 different times to try to get help with the harassment and threats and assaults. Miss Peaches just didn't have time. Video games were more important. Her family was more important. I can understand the family part, just not the video games. But she needed her downtime, something that I'm not allowed to have. I get judged for doing the same things that she does to try to calm down them video games. One of the biggest issues that I had, I knew that I needed my own money. Otherwise, if people didn't keep their word, they would just throw it in my face that they spent their money on me. I didn't need your money, I needed your fucking words, Peaches. For 7 months, I begged Miss Peaches to go in with me. I begged anyone to go in with me. They all had excuses. I say excuses because if they weren't excuses, if they were real, true, valid reasons, they would have gone to the police with those reasons and said, hey, I'd like to. I just don't have the ability. I'm too broke. I have a family to take care of. But they didn't. Not Mandy Hughes, not Peaches, nobody. Nobody bothered. So the police got to say whatever they wanted. And then I got assholes like Dan Faber. Fuck that dude. I don't give a fuck about your money, dude. If your money entitles you to be a piece of shit to me, then go fuck yourself. Get the fuck out of my life. Keep your goddamn money. You think that money fucking replaces morality, you fucking piece of shit? Fuck you, Dan Faber. The way that you treated me while I was at Shannon Alvarado's, and the bullshit that you pulled repeatedly before that. You didn't bother to find out the situation, but you wanted to judge, and you felt that your money entitled you to it. You fuck. Fuck you, Dan Faber, and fuck you, Miss Peaches. Now, Miss Peaches, she likes to throw things in my face. Well, I did this, and I did that. I paid you for that shit, you stupid cunt. Just like I paid Tabby and Graham for their services that were never rendered. I took a lot of hell for you son of a bitches not willing to come forward because you're fucking cowards. You said you would, you said you would, you said you would, and did you? Did you? Did you? No, you didn't. So I'm not allowed to be pissed off at these people who wasted my resources and want to pretend that I did nothing. Now I'm used to that. I'm especially used to that at Alana Ingeline. Repeatedly since I've met her, she's done things like, well, hold my marijuana for ransom. She wanted free labor when I was no longer able to provide it because I hurt my back. Yeah, she had no fucking remorse about it. Then she wants to throw it in my face that she can't do this and can't do that because of her back. Well, fuck you, Lana. If you're allowed to have those problems and I'm not, fuck you, you fucking sexist bitch. I'm not sexist. If a woman wants to beat on a man, yeah, he has every right to beat her back. No matter who you are, you always have the right to defend yourself. If the police are coming at you, well, you have the right to defend yourself. They'll kill you for it. Or play victim. That don't make any goddamn difference. Now, Miss Peaches isn't the only one that I wasted resources believing. She's not the only one that I went to see before Natalie was killed to try to get help with this. There's also Joanna Smith Taylor. There's also Pierre Worsblick or Pierre Byron, depending on what he wants to go by. I even went to Maverick, the drug dealer. Yeah. You know why? Because he's in with Matty Boa and her meth company. I don't mean company as in a business. I mean as in the company that you keep. Now, it's alright for girls to do this. It's alright for girls to go out and get fucked up on drugs. And they're the victims. When a man does it, he wanted it, needed it, chose it, and deserved it. This is sexism at its fucking finest. The things that I said would happen if these people didn't keep their word, those things happened because these people didn't keep their word. And then I'm not allowed to be angry that they didn't keep their word. I'm not allowed to expose that they didn't keep their word. I wouldn't have had to if they'd have come forward and kept their word. Mandy Hughes, you know, I liked her, but when it came to keeping her word, she always had an excuse. Now, I want to believe that most of those excuses were actual reasons, but there's no way all of them were. When you make promises and make promises and make promises, and every time it comes down to the day to keep your promise and you don't, well, there comes a point when you're just making excuses. I'm trying the best I can with what I got. But people just don't care enough. Not until it happens to them. Now, there's people who are going through it. There's a lot of people going through it. Why? Because Boulder police did what I said they would. Police across the state of Colorado, matter of fact. Target all of the people who could come forward. Now, not literally all of them. But Miss Mandy Hughes, yeah, she started having some problems with the police. Started having problems with stalkers. Had a lot of issues as far as that goes. She's not the only one, though. Mariah Johnson is now getting harassed by police. She has been for a while. That's what she gets for sticking up for me. She's in Colorado, by the way. The very same corrupt system that allowed Clearview to kill people. Well, if they'd have listened to me, Clearview never would have been able to assault anyone else or drug anyone else the way that they did to me. But Darren O'Connor is a coward. Darren O'Connor is a coward. He could have done something about that. He could have done something about Lolatai before he was allowed to assault 6 more people. This is an officer with a history of physically abusing people. Fact is, none of these officers would have been allowed to do the things that they had done if I'd have been able to get someone to go in with me. Every time I went in to file a report against those police officers, I was assaulted, drugged, or blown off. Threatened with incarceration for trying to speak out. Meanwhile, I've got cowards like Peaches, aka Kayla Trujillo, who claim that she would. People like Karamia, who claimed that she eventually would when she came to Colorado. People like, Mandy Hughes and Alyssa Rainwater, who claimed that they would. And when it came down to keeping their word, they didn't. And then there's Tabby and Graham, supposed to write a report but never did. They were my friends as long as I was throwing resources at them. As long as I was throwing money at them so they could buy the things they wanted, mostly booze and marijuana. I got no problems with marijuana. I believe if you want to smoke marijuana, it's fine. But if you're going to judge me from a state where it's illegal, yeah, I'm going to tell the truth about you, Lana Engeline. I met Lana in Chapel, Nebraska. She was my little brother Michael, the one who's a child molester. She was his drug dealer. She was his, well, not drug dealer, just marijuana. Fact is, it's illegal in Nebraska, same as it's illegal in Montana. Those women have a history of abusing men for their own personal gains. Once those men are completely wasted on resources and have nothing left, they do some pretty horrible shit to those men. Miss Jerry did the same thing to Michael Vernon that Lana and Amanda Engeline did to me. They lied in order to get him to get a house from them that they couldn't afford. Claimed that they would pay a portion and never did. Never once did. If you're going to pretend like I did nothing, if you're going to pretend like you helped, you keep in mind I helped you the way that you asked. Tabby, Peaches, did you keep your word? We made a deal. You didn't keep your end of it.